Hello and welcome to a new series on the Touchline Football Manager channel. If you've seen the previous series where I attempted a create a club mode, it's called Starting from Scratch. It didn't go as well as I hoped and it ended with failure and the sack in less than one season. So that series didn't quite work. I'm going to have another go and I'm going to try a non-league to legend type series. I've really enjoyed the non-league to legend that Lollujo's done, and I'm going to try and do it in that style. We're going to go into full realism mode. We're going to make decisions based on what I do in real life. If someone offers me a pay rise, I'm probably going to take it. So we're going to do this non-league to legend series. I'm not sure quite what I'm going to call it. It might be non-league to legends, or it might be the career or the journey. I'm not sure yet. I'm clearly not a very creative soul, judging by those little attempts. But here's my manager profile. We're going to start from the very bottom. So we've got a Sunday League footballer with no coaching badges, and I haven't got a job. So I've got to go out and find myself a job and hopefully work my way up the ladder and make a career out of management. So this is Juan de Touchline, is my manager character, and you can see his stats are nothing to write home about. So we've got a long way to go to be a success. I've loaded a few leagues, England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland and Northern Ireland, a few European leagues as well. So there are a few jobs available at the start of the game. So there's a few in the Championship and League 1 and 2 which I'm probably not going to be able to get in England. If you look at those jobs, there's one in the Northern Irish Championship, and then a couple in the Premier Intermediate League, which I think is the league below that. Galway United might be a long shot to try and get that one. Stirling in Ladbrokes League 2 of Scotland, and Cardiff Met Uni. Cardiff Met Uni is a team on the Loki Doki lower league management series. He's got a really good series, so I'm sure you've seen that before you've stumbled upon this video, but if you haven't, definitely go and check that out. So I'm going to apply for all these jobs. If someone offers me a job, I'm probably going to take it. I'm unemployed, I need to earn some money, so I'm hoping that one of these jobs will come good for me and I can get a job. So I'm going to apply for these jobs and I will rejoin you when I have some news to report on our employment status. We're back and we have a job. We've been offered the job at Dundela. Dundela? I don't really know how to pronounce it. I'm going to go with Dundela. And Dundela are a club in the NIFL Premier Intermediate League. So if we have a quick look at that, press the wrong button. These are the teams we're going to be playing against. It's below the Championship, and then the top league is the Premiership in Northern Ireland. But we've got ourselves a job. If I just jump back to the inbox, we were offered the Cardiff Met Uni job, but they weren't going to pay us. So I asked them to delay for a couple of weeks while I just waited to get a reply off a couple of the other jobs. I did have a few interviews. I was also I was offered the job by Dundela. Managed to negotiate them up to £200 a week. Newry City, who are in the same league, also offered a job and managed to negotiate them up to £200 a week. But I went with Dundela on the basis that their expectations were that we should be looking to win the league, and Newry City were looking for a mid-table finish. And I thought the opportunity to get noticed, if I can win the league here, this is probably the best situation for my career. So I've gone with this one. I still had interviews at Stirling Albion in League 2 in Scotland, but they hadn't given a reply, and I thought it was about time. I took a job. We're 12 days into the save, and it was time to take a job and earn some money, and that's why I was a little bit reluctant to take the Cardiff Met Uni job. So we've taken this job, £200 a week, as I said, and expectations are likely to be that we need to win the league. So here we are. We're in just done a little bit of a Google on Dundela, and they're based in East Belfast, and I think we're going to have to move. We'll have a look at that now. So I've done a bit of research and having a look at where we were at Castle Trent. Not only have we gone back in time, gone back a year to the start of the 2016-17 season. We're back in Nottingham and Castle Trent, and I've looked at where Belfast is, and that drive does not look like I can do that every day. 8 hours, including a ferry every day, that might be a little bit much. I won't really have much time to do any managing there. And also the flight across every day, from £106 that is, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to afford to do that every day on my £200 a week wages, so that's probably a no-go as well. So I'm going to have to up sticks, fill my backpack up, and we're going to have to go and find a place in Belfast. And this is where we'll be living. You look at this and think that's not bad. Found a nice little place there, a little 2-bedroom terraced house to rent. I definitely can't afford to buy anywhere, and in truth I don't think I can really afford to rent this place, but I'm going to have to stretch and use a big chunk of my wages to just pay for somewhere to live. I'm not sure quite how I'm going to afford food or a car to get to training, but this is what we're going with. It's going to be things are going to be a little bit tight in the touchline household for this first job. It doesn't look like it's a furnished house, so I think I'll be sitting eating my dinner on that worktop there. I won't have a TV, I'll just sit there and stare at that fire while sat on the floor. I think I'll sleep on the floor in here, and I might have that as a games room. Maybe I can find a little football or something to kick against the wall. We've got a little bathroom as well, so there we go. That's where we're going to be living for this first job. So let's have a look at the squad. So let's learn a little bit about the club that we've just joined at Dundela. The first thing to note, I guess, is we have some coaching staff. Let's have a look at these guys. Paul Foy is our assistant manager. Doesn't look any great shakes, but he's decent at working with youngsters, decent level of discipline, and he's quite an adaptable chap. So he'll be our assistant manager. Got a decent goalkeeping coach. He's got 14 on his goalkeeping coaching, so that's a positive for us. Got a decent goalkeeper coach in Michael Burns. We've also got a coach called Paul Moore. Again, no real great shakes, but he's in the job. And if we just go to the overview of the coaching team, we don't have any physios and we don't have any scouts, so that's going to be a little bit of an issue to start us off with. You'd think the easy way to go and deal with this is just go and do a staff search and get myself some scouts, but as I'm in full realism mode, I'm going to have to advertise for these jobs. If we just have a quick look at the board and what they'll allow us to have, we've got the opportunity here to get a director of football, head of youth development, a reserves manager, an under 18s manager. These are advised positions that we haven't filled at the moment. We can also get an under 18s assistant manager, a head physio, a physio, some coaching stuff for the under 18s, a chief scout and 2 scouts. So there's a few jobs that'll be up for grabs here. We'll start advertising for those jobs and hopefully get people in. But that's going to mean that we're going to probably have to wait over a week, maybe 2 weeks, until we can get some scouts in and then get some recommendations, because I don't know anything about Northern Ireland, and in this full realism mode I'm really going to have to rely on some recommendations and then some scouting to be able to do it. So that's going to hold us back at first, but hopefully we can get some staff in the first couple of weeks, and then we can have a look at what we can do to bring some players in. We'll have a first look at the squad. So here it is. First thing I've probably got to say is it's a smaller squad that I'm used to working with in previous saves, but there's some half decent players. I haven't really looked at these players in detail. I suppose the first thing that really stands out is we've got a couple of close to 5-star potential, or 5-star strikers. So we've got Nathan Jones here, got decent first touch and heading, a little bit of pace, and makes good decisions and decent acceleration as well. So he can play a poacher or maybe play some other striker roles. So 23-year-old striker Nathan Jones looks decent. We've also got Michael Halliday, who looks decent up front. He's the other end of his career. He's at 37 years old. A determined bloke, so he'll be good to have around the squad. And decent first touch again. Not bad with the finishing, and an experienced striker to have around the club. We've also got his 21-year-old goalkeeper, Macaulay Cairns. His stats don't look particularly brilliant, but he's 3.5 stars. Current ability, potential to be a 4.5 star player, so he looks like a decent player, and he's got room to grow. And then we've also got a centre half, Stephen Gawley, a 35-year-old centre half. He looks okay, some decent physicals. He'll likely be our starting centre half. So those are the ones that jump out as players. There's a few prospects in here as well. We'll have a look at the squad in more detail a little bit later on. But it looks okay as a squad. We'll also have a look at the schedule. Looks like a friendly's been played without us, so a friendly was played on the Saturday. My assistant has kindly arranged a friendly against the reserves, so we'll have a look at how that goes. That will be tomorrow by the looks of it, so we'll get to learn a little bit about the squad. We've got 3 more friendlies, and one of them's a testimonial for Gawley, so he's obviously a bit of a club legend here. So he's got a friendly lined up against Bangor. It looks like it's the same Bangor that are in our division, so we'll be playing them this season. And also it's a fairly short fixture list. It looks like it's generally just Saturdays. It looks like there's one bank holiday fixture in the League Cup, but generally we'll just be playing Saturdays. It's a part-time league, semi-professional, so it could be quite a short season, but hopefully we'll be able to make an impact on this league and hopefully hit expectations and be up at the top end of the table. So that's a little brief introduction to our squad and our players, and we need to work quickly in these friendlies to pull together a tactic. No idea what that will look like just yet. I imagine it will have 2 strikers in it, considering we've got decent strikers, and so we'll get through the friendlies and see where we are when we get to that first game of the season. So it's match day. We've made it to the first league game. We'll be playing Mayola Park at home in this first game at Wilga Park, and it'll be a really good test of us. I'm quite looking forward to this season. It's 22 games in the season, and it's going to be quite a short, snappy season, and I think that's a good way to get my managerial career going. So we'll get into this quite quickly. I'll just give you a quick update on pre-season. We'll start with our expectations. So we've got the league expectations. So we're expected to gain promotion by winning the league. So that was the reason I took the job, because there's clearly some hopes of winning the league, and I think it'll be a really good challenge for us. So I'm looking forward to this. That's our expectation in the league. In the Northern Irish Cup, which we enter in December, so a little bit of time before we enter this, we're expected to reach the 5th round. So we need to get through 1 round to hit the expectations. There's quite a few cup competitions here. Just looking at them, that we need to be competitive in the Northern Irish League Cup. So we enter in the 2nd round, which will be later this month, 22nd of August. So not quite sure what be competitive means, but we'll see how far we can go in that one. There's also the Northern Irish Steel and Sons Cup and the Northern Irish Intermediate Cup. We enter the Steel and Sons Cup on the 20th of August and the Intermediate Cup on the 29th of October. I haven't seen fixtures for those, and the board aren't considering those as important, so we won't worry too much about those at the moment. I'm not sure if there might be reserve tournaments, possibly, because they don't appear on our schedule, but we'll see how that goes. And the next thing to update you on is our transfers. So I'll show you the transfer history. We'll go through the outs first. I didn't really start making any moves in the transfer market until I could get some scouts in, which I've managed to do now. But before I could even do that, Nathan Jones, who I picked out earlier in the episode, was picked up by Lollujo. He's gone away. Our whole squad's on non-contracts, so there's not really anything you can do when someone wants to go and sign for someone else. So he's gone, which is a bit of a blow to us. We've also lost Jordan West, who was in our reserves. Don't think he was necessarily going to start for us, so he's moved on. McAllinden played a couple of friendlies, but he again I think was going to be a reserve defender. He's moved on to Dollingstown. Aaron Keenan was a blow. He's a centre midfielder, and I think he was going to be our starting centre midfielder, 24-year-old. He's moved on to Armour. I do apologise for any butchering of pronunciations in this. He's moved on, so that was frustrating to lose him. And Darren Fox was our reserve keeper, and he's moved on to the Crusaders. So wasn't a huge blow. We did have 3 keepers to start off with, so we're still okay in that department. But it's made our squad even smaller. I've managed to bring in 2 so far. So Corey Hegarty is a right winger who's come in. Doesn't look especially brilliant, but he's got room to grow. He's a 21-year-old, 3-star current ability, so he's going to come in and start on the right hand side for us. And Liam Bradley, who's an experienced player, he's come in from Newington, 36 years old, and I went for Liam Bradley when Keenan went, and I thought we could do with some extra bodies in the centre midfield, so he's come in to do a job for us in there. He's played Premier football before, not played in the last few years, but hopefully he can come in and add his experience to the squad. So those are the transfers we've done. Have a quick look through the friendlies, and we've been unbeaten in pre-season, so that's been good. First game wasn't us, that was before we got the job, the 3-0 win. We beat Dundela reserves, so that was our own reserves. We were 2-2 up until the last 5 minutes, and we managed to grab a victory in that game. We then drew away at Downpatrick. Some big crowds in these friendlies. 41 turned up to this one. Stephen Gourlay's testimonial against Bangor. This was a good test of us. They're in our division, so it was a 2-2 draw. A late own goal from Michael Heron cost us the victory in this one. 23 people turned out to Stephen Gourlay's testimonial, so I feel a bit sorry for him. Hope people dug deep into their pockets and helped him raise a lot of money for his testimonial. But he did mark the occasion with the first goal for us, so that was nice for him. But yeah, that was a 2-2 draw against a team in our division, so that was a good yardstick for us. And then we played Glentoran in our final friendly, and if you look at Glentoran, they are in the Premiership in Northern Ireland, and we managed to go ahead twice in this game. Oh no, we went 1-0 down, then we went 2-1 up. Goals from Halliday and McClelland. McMenamin got Glentoran back into the game, and then Jamie Jackson got a late winner for us, so we managed to beat a Premiership side. A big crowd of 616. Unfortunately 544 of them were Glentoran fans, but you know, they packed out our ground. And while I mention our ground, just have a quick look at the club and the facilities. We have a 2,000 capacity, 100 people can sit down. Apart from that Glentoran game, we haven't got 100 people into the ground, so they can all have a seat if they want. So that's a little bit about us, and that brings us to our first game of the season. So we play in Mayola Park, our first game, and this will be the lineup for us. I've been using a 3-5-2 in pre-season. I didn't really have any fullbacks in our squad, so I've gone with this 3-5-2. And Bradley and Hegarty both start, so our new signings are in. Still some work to do on this side, I think. If I can have a look around the transfer market, that might help us. There's also a couple of bids in for our centre half, so Colin Smith and David Gibson. Hopefully we can keep them out of the clutches of other teams, but it looks like there's quite a lot of movement between squads in this division with everyone on non-contracts, so we'll have to keep our scouts on their toes and keep our squad fresh. So let's get into the game. Everyone's part-time, so it has been a struggle to get everyone match fit, but we'll do the best we can in the situation. So we're going to the game as heavy favourites here, 6-1 on. So we're hoping for a good, confident start to the season. They're going with a 4-4-2 formation. We'll let the assistant do the opposition instructions and we'll try and encourage the team. So here we go, we're playing in our home strip, our traditional green kit at home. And let's see if we can get this season off to a good start. So we have the first highlight here, 5 minutes into the game. It's a free kick for us, and Bradley scored on his debut. A great start for us here. Liam Bradley was in the box and he swept that finish home. Nice little passing football from the free kick. Bright put the through ball through and Bradley's put it in past the keeper at the near post. Great start for us. We seem to be absolutely dominating this game. We've had 8 shots to 0 shots for them. We're not creating clear-cut chances, but we've made a really good start in the first half an hour of this game. So 37 minutes in, we've managed to get the ball from a goal kick. Played the ball directly forward. Bradley gets hold of it in midfield and out wide to Sims. Real chance for Halliday, and that's a great volley. It's 2-0. It's looking like a good start to the season for us. Nice little ball out wide by Bradley. Sims got the ball into the box and Halliday with a left foot volley. Great finish, 2-0. It's a good first half performance here from us. We'll try and encourage them to keep this good start to the game going. We don't want any complacency to come in and end up throwing this victory away. So let's hope we can build on this second half. So it's a free kick. And easily taken there by Cairns in goal. It was straight at him really. Long goal kick forward there, and Halliday's direct run into the box, and he's put it wide. He took himself wide there, and he had to take the shot from the angle, but he's dragged it across the goal and wide. Just a quarter of an hour to go in this game, so we'll look at making a change and freshening the side up. MacLeod has been playing as a target man. We'll bring on Kyle Dillon and let him play in the poacher's role. Kyle Dillon is a young 21-year-old striker with decent finishing, decent bit of pace as well. Hopefully we can develop him. Ben Roy will come in on the left hand side. Ben Roy, 27 years old, decent physicals and good dribbling and first touch, so hopefully he can cause some damage on the left hand side. And we'll also bring on David Murphy for Michael Heron. He's on the yellow card, so we'll freshen up that defensive midfield role. So triple substitution. Decided not to switch to a defensive formation here. I'm feeling quite comfortable, but if Moyola Park do manage to get a goal, we might have to have a think about that. But here they come. They've got the ball in midfield, spread it out wide and then back inside and a ball across, and Corey Hegarty, our new signing, has flown in and given away a penalty. So they could be back in the game here. Can Cairns do us a favour in goal and come up with a penalty save? No, that's a great penalty into the top right hand corner. Cairns dived to his left, but he was getting nowhere near that one. That's a good penalty. Well, it looked better first view, but Cairns did actually get a good hand to it, so possibly he should have saved that. 5 minutes to go here, just going to go a little bit defensive now. Change to defensive wingers. And we have been playing direct, but we'll try and retain possession now. So hopefully that will help us shut this game down. It'll be a real disappointment to throw it away from here. We've really dominated the game, so it's frustrating to let them back into the game. They've got half a chance and they've got a corner right at the left. Smith gets a header away, Bradley hooves it upfield, and Dylan is one-on-one. Will he just hold the ball up and look to keep it? I think he's managed to run the clock down enough. Roy's picked the ball, and if he can keep the ball for the last 5 seconds. There we go, we've started with a victory. A 2-1 victory in our first game at home this season. Happy with that as a start. We need to win games like that, and that's a positive sign for us this season. We've managed to dominate that game. I'd have hoped to have won it by more, but it wasn't to be, but we'll take the victory anyway, so that was good for us. Andy Sims was the man of the match. He got an assist for us. He was out on the left hand side. He crossed the ball in for the volley, so that's a really good start to the season for us. I'm happy with that. We'll jump into the schedule where we'll probably come back in 5 or 6 games. So if we come back for 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll probably come back for the Newington or the Newry City game. Newry City was the other club I could have joined. I turned those down to join Dundela, so that might be a good game to do. That'll be at the start of October, so we'll have travelled through quite a lot of time by the time we come to play them. So that is the end of episode 1 of this series. So I hope you enjoyed that. We've got off to a good start. I'll be back with the next update in the next episode, so I hope to see you then.